Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Antiques here on Thunder Radio.
Good morning, Howard.
We got the Motley Crue. That's a song group, though, isn't it?
That's a band.
That's a band. I can't use that.
We could change our theme music to
be
that.
A band.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what we do.
you can use it as long as you pay royalties.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Say it again.
Like you did on your other one.
You're trying to get me to spend a lot of money here this morning, aren't you?
Break you from the habit.
Oh.
Do you have a swear jar at your house, David?
I never swear.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Well, one time Ronnie made me swear.
Uh-oh. Really?
I'm bad about that.
Oh,
Yeah, he aggravated me.
I can't imagine that.
Yeah, he can. And laughed about it.
That really aggravated you.
I'm not
huh?
really mean to do it, but I do. You know,
It comes
Well,
natural.
I'm sure I aggravate him.
naturally.
So that's what we're going to talk about today: swear jars.
Swear
and
jars and cuss words.
I bet you that jar at your house is full, isn't it?
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Yeah, you put dollars in it, right?
There you go.
$10.
You know what he does? He puts those dollars in it, and at the end of the year, that's what he takes his vacation, where he swore about 500 times or something.
Whoa.
Is that right?
Hey, you can $30 on eBay, by the way.
Where he swore he did
Oh,
it
really?
next year.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're
there really
kidding
is
me.
one. Uh-uh.
There's a swear jar
Yeah.
on eBay.
64-ounce milk jug from Urban Outfitters. There you
There you
But it
go.
does say swear jar on it.
Wow.
Yeah. And they also have where you can get them personalized where it can say your name on it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's your swear jar. So there you go.
I saw something on eBay the other, not eBay, but what is that? Facebook,
There you go.
where somebody had one of those great big jars, you know, like they have a water cooler. It got the
Yes.
long neck, and you
Oh,
turn it
yeah,
up.
sure, yeah.
Then he filled it up with quarters.
Carboy. It's up
Wow.
there.
And they showed two of them. They're trying to load it up to take it somewhere to get it counted,
Oh,
and it
wow.
was all they could do to pick the sucker up because it was so heavy.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of quarters.
That was a big jar to
I've
fill
messed
up.
with
Well,
those.
wouldn't that jar be about 5 gallons of water?
Yeah, they're 5
Yeah, I
gallons.
think they're 5
usually.
gallons, yeah.
And they're heavy
To
just
begin
on
with,
their own.
yeah,
they're
and they had it
glass,
full
you
of
know,
quarters. You know, it was all silver from the looks of it.
How many quarters do you think will go in a gallon jug?
I don't
Should
know,
we look that
an
up?
awful lot.
Yeah,
I figured you would know that, Ronnie. I thought you were quizzing. us.
I don't know about
I
that one.
wonder who sat down and counted them.
Somebody Google that.
Yeah, I get you.
I do know. You know, we
felt for
we
it.
throw all our change into this flower vase. You know, sitting there. You just throw change in, take it over to People's Bank. They have that coin counter there for customers, and it's amazing how fast that'll build up to be, you know, $50, $60, $70, or $80. You know,
money.
and just change.
Well, I told you that time when I for years, 2 or 3 years, I just throwed my change in my old Dodge. It's got a great big console.
Oh yeah,
It was over $800.
wow. It broke a spring on the car on the truck. By the
Well,
way.
I tell you what,
Right,
I started getting better gas mileage.
Yeah.
Well, while you're looking that up,
It's not as straightforward as you would think. I'm getting like people telling how many quarts there are in a gallon. Which
well, how many?
Well,
This,
we know
I actually
that.
know
Here's
that
what-
one, believe it or not.
How many quarters? How many quarts?
Yeah.
In a gallon.
The estimate here is $400
$400
per gallon.
per gallon. Yeah.
That's $2,000. Then they was picking
Yeah.
up. But how much does that weigh? Does it say?
That was actually, I was going past all that stuff. I was saying how much it weighed. 'Cause
Well, how much does it weigh?
I wasn't going to be able to translate that. So.
You couldn't?
Yeah, I'll keep going. Keep
Yeah.
going.
Well, we're just going to stare at you and watch. You know, it's
I got a
it's great
delivery
radio
while
when the radio
I
goes
got a
silent.
delivery
Yeah,
since we've been gone.
A
you got a delivery?
gallon
Yeah,
of
from the
quarters
same
weighs 52.5 pounds.
52 a gallon. So
Over
5
gallon.
gallons would be what, about 200 pounds? Is that right? Yeah.
No, if it's 52, it'd be 250.
Oh,
Yeah.
To be exact, it'd be 260
yeah,
pounds.
oh, okay.
260, yeah. They
You don't work in the
260.
bank, do you?
yes.
Okay.
For about
262 and a
5.
half.
Okay.
I worked there for about 5 minutes, and when the drawer came up really short.
You was out.
Well,
You know-
the problem you have, I know, is when you run out of fingers and toes, right?
Right. You know-
I do the same, Howard.
You know, the program's only 7 minutes old, and we're already off the subject.
That's all right. We'll get back on
Do
that.
your thing real quick.
Yeah, do your
You
thing.
do that and I'll look this up.
Okay. catch me off guard. Okay, so you're listening to us live on WMSR. If you're listening to us live, if not,
They better be.
Well, they can be listening to the replay on Charter
I mean, too many
193.
people that are dead don't listen too well.
How do you know that to be a fact, Howard?
Oh, I don't.
All right, go ahead, Phil.
Having never been dead.
Or they could be listening to the replay on LightTube Channel 6. And also, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. All you got to do is search for us on there, and we pop up. And when you find one of our videos, please watch it and like, share, comment, repeat. There you go.
Why do you want them to do that?
I don't know, because you tell me to.
Oh.
No, it bumps us up in the ratings and helps other people be able to find us.
Right.
Okay,
So there you
so what we're going to talk about today is something that you don't even think about. It's press kits. Originally, there was no press kits until a train wreck.
A train wreck.
That's what started the whole press kit thing. And then after that, you know, all these movie premieres and like promo records and
Yeah.
all that, anything new, movies, cars. You know, it's a big deal when cars come out, remember?
Right.
Yeah.
They even covered the showroom with paper so you couldn't see
Yeah,
inside.
you know, I kind of miss that. It's not the same as it used to be. It was big grind. It'd have the dealer would paper over the windows, and they wouldn't let anybody in the showroom. And it was a big deal when they uncovered the new car for 19.
I did
Yeah.
a
What it
reveal
was.
for Stan McNabb when they got the new Stingray. So when they came out, they did a reveal for that, and that's like the only time I've ever.
Well, they're going to probably have
remember
to do
doing
it again because the 2020 one is the mid-engine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't
you'll
realize
probably
they
have
were
to do that
changing
again.
it.
But you know what? Something else about what you was talking about, Howard. We got to get on the show. But something else you was talking about on that. Each year you could tell the difference in the car.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you definitely could tell a 58 from a 59 or a 57 or a 56 or
Right.
55 or.
Right.
I mean, I can just keep naming them, and they all were different.
They all
Not just Chevrolet, Pontiac, Ford, the whole bunch.
The tail fins got bigger or smaller,
They got
or the light.
bigger as it
You
went
got more
on, yeah.
headlights in the front or less headlights, and
Well, you could definitely tell one.
oh, definitely.
And if you were not good enough about telling one back in the day, you remember you could walk to the back of the taillight, and it actually had the year of the car printed on the taillight.
yeah,
remember that?
I
Right.
remember that.
I'm gonna have to check that. I've never.
No,
noticed
that's
that
true.
myself.
That's the gospel.
Okay.
Okay, so why don't you give us a little? How much time we have before we have to take a break?
Oh, about 8 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Well, give us a little history about press kits.
Okay.
And like I said, a train wreck caused the first one, right?
That's right.
All right.
For those who have a passion for collecting posters, photos, product information, booklets, buttons, cards, or advertising swag, press kits can often offer an entire package that could include all of those items. Plus, it's often bundled in a collectible folder, box, or binder. Press kits are sent to media outlets by companies, movie or television producers, nonprofit organizations, or digital game manufacturers to inform them of upcoming events, new product or service announcements, movies, television shows, new music, etc. The media can use all or part of the kit to develop a story for the publication. In fact, they're sometimes called media kits. The kits are packages with a slew of promotional material and other types of resources for editors and reporters. In today's digital world, many companies have put their press kits online, making the hard copy kits even more desirable. The press kit generally includes a press release, background information, fact sheets or features, lists or booklets, photos and or 35 millimeter slides. That's probably the old ones.
Yeah.
Promotional items such as buttons, cards, posters, or other swag. They can be collectible for a number of reasons. First, the products, movies, music, etc. promoted through the kits are often history making. For example, the IBM ThinkPad laptop helped revolutionize the laptop industry when it was first produced in 1992. A press kit from that release would be of interest to many different types of collectors. I had one of those, by the way. Not the press kit, the actual thing. The use of press releases is also historical. According to www.ereleases.com, the first press release was issued by a man named Ivy Lee, and according to public relations lore, The press release was born following a train wreck on October 28, 1906 in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It left more than 50 people dead.
Wow.
It goes on that the train was owned by Pennsylvania Railroad, one of Ivy Lee's clients. In response to the disaster, he convinced the railroad to issue a statement about what had transpired. In doing so, he set in motion a practice for companies to address issues important to them, or in the case of the railroad, and offer an explanation of what had happened. The New York Times was said to have been so impressed by Lee's release that the newspaper printed it exactly as Lee had written it. Although it's rare for media outlets to use press releases verbatim these days, they still often act as a starting point for a journalist to create a story. Yet another reason they're collectible is they often contain photos or posters that are desired by collectors, especially those press kits promoting movies, music, or historical events. NASA's Apollo press kits, for example, are high in demand. Press kits prepared by the public relations staff at the major contractors of the Apollo 11 missions provided valuable additional information not found in NASA-issued news releases. Reporters and editors from media outlets, including television and newspapers, had access to such documents from dozens of manufacturers while working on stories about the first lunar landing. These press kits are beautifully prepared with stunning artwork and fascinating period photographs. For those who collect promotional items surrounding the announcements of digital games, there are a myriad of game press kits available online. eBay lists hundreds of these press kits for games such as Fantastic Four, Darksiders, XCOM 2, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and many more. Yet another highly collectible category of press kits include those announcing new cars, new models, or remakes of favorite standards, such as the Ford Mustang. Another example is the Thunderbird. The seller of a 2002 Thunderbird press kit described it as an original press kit from the 2002 Thunderbird, given to news and media reporters at a special preview event at various American auto shows. The kit contains an illustrated booklet, 35mm slides, a cloth CD case with the Thunderbird emblem silk-screened on the front, and a highly collected 1/43rd scale die-cast model of the car. Almost all items in a press kit can be considered collectible, including the 35mm slides. Slides are hardly used these days and could be thought of as a collectible form of art or as one of the collectibles for those who like all things photography. The best way to get started collecting is to look for press kits to promote items of personal interest, such as classic cars, favorite movies, or favorite video games. While the press kits are out there, one may have to engage in a hunt to find them. But isn't the hunt part of the fun of collecting?
It absolutely is.
I learned how to
The
make
big
press
part.
kits when I was at MTSU in the recording department. We had to learn how to make press kits. And also when I used to go to the Titans games, they would give you a press kit for every single game, of which I have maybe
But
two or three.
that was the media, though. You was the media.
yeah, I
Yeah.
was in the media thing.
Not
so-
not for just anybody.
No, not for everybody. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So I had they gave you a free what was the program? You know, like, so you got a free program and you got a breakdown of all the players who were on the roster for the day, so that if you were up there doing play-by-play in the press box or something, you had the home team and the visitors and everybody's weights and stuff like that. I mean,
On
it was cool.
the music side of it, now when you put
Yeah.
those kits together, what would be in them?
Your 8x10 color glossy, and
Right.
gosh, it's been a lot longer since I've seen one of those.
But would you actually get a record? Would you ship out ship a record with it?
No, they didn't. They would.
They
probably
sent those to
send
the station,
They probably would have sent
and it
some
actually
CDs
said
at that
promo on them,
Right.
That-
or
we-
demo, or
Yeah, we still get those here at the
That
station.
would have been considered the grunt work in the
Yeah.
promoting it, because you'd have to have somebody to put all that stuff together.
Oh yeah, sure. That's an intern job.
Yeah.
Yes,
But one thing about it, when we're going to get to it, the Apollo 13,
11.
Apollo 11, when they done that kit, it actually had a lot of extra information that didn't go out nowhere
Right.
else.
Yeah, and like if you with Bonnaroo, if you read a lot of the national stories kind of coverage on that, you'll see that a lot of them really have a similar kind of thing, and that's where they're taking, talking points that Bonnaroo's.
Now, when you go out there,
of
do you
their
get a press kit with them?
Not anymore. Well, not a hand one. It's all electronic.
Yeah.
Electronic.
Yeah, you
What
get-
did they originally have hand ones, or were
No,
they've always been electronic?
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah.
that's what they went to.
Yeah, everything's electronic nowadays, I would think.
Right.
You're
But-
talking about the radio station.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they just didn't send you that electronically.
Well, they do. We get emails with
I
a song on it,
yeah.
Yeah.
but
Right.
we still get CDs in the mail
That's amazing.
with a letter or something,
No 45s though, with a $20 handshake.
No, no, payola or whatever is going on.
that did happen,
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah,
it?
oh yeah, that was a big scandal way back in
well,
the
that's
day.
how you got your record
Well,
plate.
Alan Freed, was he the one?
Right.
He was the guy with the $20 handshake. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's time now for us to take a quick break.
Did we burn through 8 minutes?
Yes, sir.
We sure
We
did.
sure did.
All right.
Philip's long-winded.
Why don't you get me started?
Well, he's entertaining.
We'll be back in a minute or two.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques. You thought I was going to say Swap and Shop. didn't
Well, it wouldn't surprise me.
I wouldn't either.
You can make up anything.
I can.
So,
But I just learned something. Listening to what I can imagine.
Hey, anybody that's active should learn something every day. right?
Every day. But here, when you said press kits, I'm thinking, press kits. You sent me that little text message about press kits, and I'm thinking, I don't know anything about press kits. I've got a bunch of them. I didn't know it.
I bet you do.
When I was in high school, I used to write letters to cars companies.
There you are.
And I got a bunch of them in notebooks. Of course, I punched holes in them so we get them in.
Yeah,
there.
but
that
no
was-
telling how much those press kits
but
are
I
worth.
got the ones from Studebaker and Studebaker
Wow.
Packard and Nash and Hudson
Really?
and several
cool.
truck companies that are no longer around, four-wheel drive and all different ones. And probably kind of disassembled them because when they sent them to me, they were like in a little folder and stuff. And I don't know if I kept the folder part.
Well, I hope you did.
I
Yeah.
probably didn't.
Remember the bubble gum wrapper?
Yeah, I know. Oh,
Hey, what type of letters did
But-
you send them, Howard?
please send me information about your company.
Is that what you did?
It was very general.
thought
I
you
like
might-
trucks. I was, like I say, I was probably sophomore, junior in high
I
school.
thought maybe you were doing
So you at
something
least had
specific.
decent handwriting. It wasn't
yeah.
a crayon.
Oh no, it wasn't in crayon. I was allowed to have pencils, sharp
Pencils
objects.
by high
So
school.
you didn't have that. You didn't have that little box that said check yes or no.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. But I remember one that I got back from Studebaker Packard. They sent me information about their concept car, the Predictor.
Golly.
And I got
Predictor?
pictures. Yeah, that's what they call it. It was a real futuristic-looking car that
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
had,
I've never heard of that one.
plans to build in the
You
future.
still got all that though.
I've got a bunch of that over there. I'll have to look
Hey,
at it.
look that up and bring it back next week.
Yeah, I have to do that. See what we got there.
We might put you out of business.
Put me out of business.
Yeah, on the promos.
Oh, okay. But I never thought about those as being press kits, but that's what they
They
were.
are.
Yeah, that's what they are.
When you ask for, I never associated the
Oh,
two.
there's no telling how much stuff you.
I might have $1 million over.
You could
You
have.
might.
Probably not.
And if you do, you ought to give me 10% for putting you on it.
There you go.
I am your agent. Every radio star needs an agent.
Yeah, but but
Don't but. All right, so
he's always got his hand in my pocket. You ever notice
10%.
that?
That's not much.
That's not much. 10% of $1 million.
No better.
Nah, that ain't just a little measly 100,000. You'll never miss it.
Probably right. I'll never have it either.
Okay, so what we decided to do, so here,
Yeah.
you found out by just listening that you actually have something valuable.
I may have something there that's of some value that I just thought was interesting. But
Yeah.
not only is it's still interesting, but maybe it has a little bit of value.
Yeah.
I'll have to look and see what all I got and bring it over.
All
I'm
right.
sure it does have value.
So the first thing we're going to do is just in general do vintage press kits and see what kind of prices. So what did we find? Just now this is stuff that actually somebody paid good money for.
Right.
These are sold items.
Okay. Topping the list is a 1983 Scarface Al Pacino movie original press kit with black and white photos. So that they were asking $1,300 and took a best offer, but it was over $600
You know,
for
there was
the press
actually a
kit
remake
for,
of that movie
Yeah, that's
for
of a
Scarface.
Howard Hughes film.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
It's coming from Santa Barbara, so maybe that's somebody in the business who hung on to that.
I wonder what the gangsters thought about, because that was back in the 30s and 40s. Wonder what they thought about Howard Hughes making that movie.
Howard Hughes was about prohibition gangsters.
Okay.
About himself.
But I wonder what they thought about him doing that. You reckon they liked it or not? They must have liked it. He was still alive making airplanes.
Yeah,
So
I think
must
he
have been
died.
okay.
He died of old age, I believe.
Well,
Well,
he died. He's like in his 70s.
kidney failure,
yeah, well, failing health.
Well, drugs addiction.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
And mental
one thing
health
about
issues.
that man, he did test his own airplanes. He was his own test pilot.
Right.
And he crashed a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fastest one he had, that actually broke the record. He didn't have enough fuel in it, and he just had to make it go
Faster.
Yeah, it was.
In Howard Hughes' form, he just kept going over and over trying to get a
Landed
faster
in a
and
beat
faster
field.
speed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so much for that. So,
Well, we could go on all day about him.
hey, it's going to have to be your job to keep us on task.
I can't do it. It's beyond me. That's for
Okay,
sure.
so
Okay.
what's the next one?
We got a Motley Crue ultra rare press kit from 1982.
So a music one.
Yeah, vintage Nikki Sixx and Tommy Lee, Vince Neil. Brought $600. Gonna buy it now.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool. That was before their first album came out, and it says it was received from a friend in the entertainment industry who worked with the crew back in the early days.
that is something.
And it's got it's got articles from newspapers cut out and written about them, and where they had cut some singles and how they had charted and stuff like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
By the way, I do have a Everly Brothers press kit.
Oh, cool.
Oh, I like
I've
Everly
got the
Brothers.
original letter and everything. you know.
Right.
Wake up, little Caesar.
What's our next
I
highest
got
item?
a 1982 Blade Runner complete press kit with 21 black and white movie photos.
Wow.
That is really good.
That's pretty
then.
cool. Yeah, they were asking $500 and they got north of 350 at least.
Blade Runner, they made that, what was that one after it wasn't no good, but that Blade Runner was a good movie.
Yeah.
And what was the guy, the blonde-headed guy, he just died. The one that was the top robot. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
He was so strong and everything. If you ever seen the movie, you'd know. He was the
It's
strong
been a long
robot.
time since I saw the
But anyway, he
original,
just
yeah.
passed away.
Oh.
What's it say about it? Anything in particular?
No, I'm sorry. I'd already jumped to
All
the
right.
next one.
Right.
I have a vintage 1969. It's an Apollo 11 press kit, all 250 pages. Brought $275 with 23 bids.
And then, by the way, when we look up another one, we're going to have a lot higher dollar.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
look at the
lower the
description on that,
total
Ronnie, just to see why it didn't. That's really not much money for that,
but
especially with 250 pages.
Yeah.
Did it say anything particular?
says complete genuine 1969 8.5 by 11 NASA press release. Blah blah blah.
Unused cash review.
No reserves. Said he's not a professional dealer.
Okay.
Said those were his personal property.
All right. So it just
Just a
that's
guy
how the
selling
cards
Uh-huh.
go sometimes.
Probably
Yeah.
didn't know what it was worth.
Yeah. Probably didn't have a good number anyway when he was selling.
And I like to email people that's bid on similar items, email them links to my auctions.
Uh-huh.
That way I'm guaranteed some
Yeah,
bids.
that's a great idea, Ron. Well, okay, so now we're into the Porsche business.
I've got a Porsche 911 Turbo vintage model press kit and brochure. Sold for approximately $344.59 because it's being converted from euros.
Yeah.
But this is a original VIP Premier Porsche 911 Turbo 2016. It's got a model of the turbocharger. So it's got a plastic model of the turbocharger with the press kit with the information about
That's
it.
really good.
That's
It seems
interesting.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those car press kits, you actually got the model of the car too. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is just 2016 model to be bringing some $350. So.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Well,
that's
but
pretty
that right there
recent,
alone,
yeah.
just the model of the turbo.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to have that included in there.
Okay, I've got another Apollo 11 lunar landing mission vintage press kit, 1969. This one brought $224.50 with 7 bids. But now this one's kind of a little rough.
Yeah.
The cover's blackened and the pages are crinkled, so that's probably why that one didn't bring the morning it did.
I've got an Apollo 11, a final Apollo mission press kit. $250 was the buy it now on that one.
Huh. They probably should have listed it.
The final mission
yeah.
was 17, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah. And I have a vintage of 1972-73 Yamaha Gold Cup Leather Scrapbook Program photos and press kit, $200. It's got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces and a cover
So
with it.
that's about motorcycles.
72-73 Yamaha.
Here's a Batman and Robin movie,
Oh, wow.
vintage movie press kit with Uma Thurman and George Clooney. They were asking $225 and took a best offer, but gosh, it looks like it's right at $225. So anyway, it's a brightly colored, semi-recent movie. So that's some good money
Okay.
for
Yeah,
that.
with Uma
Give us
Thurman.
another one, Ronnie, and then we're gonna have to take a break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got one. Let me do one too before he's.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, we can roll
Yeah,
over.
that's-
Okay. Go ahead, Ron.
All right. I've got a vintage 1983 Monty Python's The Meaning of Life press kit. Excuse me. Brought somewhere between $170 and $175, and it's a good looking cover on this
Oh,
one.
yeah. It's clean.
This was a buy it now. They just took the best offer.
All right, Phil.
All right, my good one here.
You've got a good one.
It's
I
a
know.
1978 press kit from the movie Grease,
Oh, wow.
which went for $400. It's got all kinds of pictures of the cast in it, and interviews with people. It's even got sheet music to go with the song "You're the One That I Want."
Oh, wow.
All right,
And
let's take a break.
It is really cool.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques, and looks like we're off the subject again.
No, we're
No,
on.
we're still on
No,
that.
we're still talking about antiques, but we're kind of off center right now on the press kits.
Oh,
Because we
okay.
have Rush Bricking with us.
Well, we got a
and
treat.
for years, And for years, Rush and I have been talking about cars, and he's always had this love affair with a Corvair. He had one in college. Kind of tell him a little bit of background and tell him what you found.
Well, in college, I had a '63 hardtop green Corvair that was actually the Turbo Spider, and
Which would fly.
It would fly. Sadly, I did total it in college.
Well, tell him how that happened, though.
Well, doesn't sound as bad. I was actually going through a parking lot, and they and they put up new parking separators.
Yeah, the concrete ones.
The concrete ones that weren't there the night before.
Oh, no.
And I didn't see them. It was rainy night, and I hit those concrete parking things and just crunched that car.
Totaled
Flipped
a
it
good
over.
car.
So
Well, that's what Ralph Nader said about that car,
You can't believe everything Ralph said.
that was
unsafe at any speed. I remember.
I think that was a bunch of bull, don't
well,
you?
was.
it was officially later retracted.
Yeah,
so
but the damage was done, though.
The
That's
damage
the
was
problem.
done.
That's
He knew
the
what he did.
problem.
But I had been looking.
How many years have we been talking about this?
Oh gosh, it's been
I was mayor at the time, I think,
Yeah.
so that's been a while.
off and on for years and years, but the last 2 years I got serious about it. So I've been online looking at going to antique shows when I was traveling and just looking at Corvairs, and fortunately, I had made offers on some around the country and lost those. So I finally found one at an antique car dealer in Milwaukee, outside Milwaukee. So he sent me the video, all the specs of this particular Corvair, and it's a nice Corvair, but it is not what I call pristine.
It's a nice drivable car.
It's a driving Corvair because that's what I wanted.
It's not a show car.
Yeah, a daily driver type.
But it is
Nice.
clean as it can be.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't take much to bring it up to be a show car.
Well, I'm not going that way because
No, don't.
that's
Get those
That-
show
that
cars
takes-
you don't want to drive.
No, that takes the fun out of it.
But initially, I was still kind of wasn't decided whether I wanted a convertible or not. My wife said, "Rush, if you're going to get a Corvair, you better get a convertible because you'll regret it." And I said, "Oh, "Okay."
Smart woman.
Yep.
She is a smart woman, and so I settled in on looking more just for the convertible. And I found the '63 convertible. It had been reasonably restored. It still got some rust and got some little show flaws in it, but it runs quite well. It cranks immediately. It just
What color is it?
it's a kind of an aqua blue. It's a white top, and it's 4 on the floor. The 4-speed. Again, that's the fun of a Corvair is the 4 speeds. I mean,
Right.
you only have 110 horsepower.
Now, now, when you wrecked that one that night, when you ran over there, was it a 4 on the floor? Did it have a 5th under the seat?
Oh,
You don't get that.
that's a loaded question.
That is
Careful how you
I
answer.
thought that's where you're going. No,
Do you know what that means?
I was a working man, young man, and I was. It was
So you didn't have you
This
did
was-
not
this
take a
was
drink
like
of liquor when
this
you.
was Wednesday night, and it was no, it was.
Okay, so you didn't have the 5th under the seat. Is that what you're saying?
That is correct.
Okay.
You know, too bad we don't have. I bet that's going to show up good on television because when he turned red in the face.
No, by the way, well, see, now you've learned something, though, Rush. When somebody asks you that question, say, no, I didn't have the 5th under the seat, right? Just right off the bat.
Thank you, David.
Say, no, I had it in the trunk.
Now, did you have that car the whole time you was in college?
No, just about a year and a half.
Doggone.
I bought it for $200
I know.
from a fraternity brother, and we rebuilt the transmission. I had a J.C. Whitney catalog in my car for all the parts, and
So you actually tore that 4-speed transmission down?
we did rebuild it. And that car, when it ran well. When it didn't run, you know what that's called?
Yeah.
It's parked.
But I really didn't mechanically. I never really had no problem out of my Corvair.
Well, you were.
Well, that thing. I mean, with that turbocharger though, you could probably get a clutch if you wanted to.
It was a funny thing. I totaled it in front of I'm going to say a Walgreens drugstore, and it actually ended up in a parking place. So the next morning when I went to look at it, and it looked like it was thrown out of an airplane, and all the tires had flattened, and I had to call a tow company because the Walgreens guy said you just can't leave it there. And the tow company said, well, we'll haul it off. I said, well, can you? He said, sir, I said, we can't give you anything for a total vehicle. And I said, guys, I just bought a brand new battery. And this tow driver said,
And we're talking about a college kid.
And he looked at the battery and said, son, I'm going to give you $25 because I need a battery. And it's a brand new one. He says, so he hauled it off. He didn't charge me to haul it off and gave me $25 for that battery.
Yeah.
So that's
Now, if you just had just the engine alone with that turbocharger on it, no telling what just that motor would bring.
well, there's some nice.
Well, you just seen those parts there.
Yeah. Well, in fact, I don't. With putting a plug in, Stan McNabb has a showroom.
Yeah.
Pristine.
But that's not a driver
No,
rush.
well-
that's just one to look at. You
Yeah.
can't have fun just looking at one.
Oh, absolutely. No,
No.
this you will see me out in it on any. Actually,
Well, I know I'll see you at least twice a month. Once at the
But did
the
you
Veterans
did you
Breakfast.
drive it today?
No, I did not actually.
You're afraid it's going to rain.
Well, I'll tell you what he did. No, he drove it Saturday
I did.
to the senior citizens, and it was looking like rain.
I just had I got some other travels after this session, and I just thought it's certainly not air conditioned, and I didn't want to.
Yeah, get it wet and dirty.
Well, I didn't want to get myself drippy wet. So.
Well, I tell you, the nice thing about those cars is if you do get caught out in the rain, you can wash it. But like those show cars, they're just,
I know.
I call them prom queens.
Yeah,
you know.
trailer queens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what they're known in.
Is trailer queens,
at the
okay.
car show. You got
So
the
that
guy
probably sounds better.
pulls up with a big trailer and backs his car out and pushes it over into the show spot.
And then it has all them fences around it, and
Yeah.
this sign says "Do not touch." And
Yeah, and
all
all
that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to have it. It's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully.
Yeah.
And
I bet
I
you
encourage
are.
anyone to, again, if they have a desire to get a
Hey,
antique
You can
vehicle,
take that thing to Old Timers Day Parade,
Yeah.
the Tullahoma Christmas Parade, the Manchester Christmas Parade. You can just have a lot of fun with that thing.
Well,
Be the right weather. Oh, by the way, our
Okay.
cruise in is the fourth Saturday. It's the 20-something.
Yeah, it's coming
the
up,
last
isn't
Saturday. Usually it's the last Saturday of August, but there's 5 Saturdays this time, so it's the 24th.
And
It
where's
used-
that- where's
at
that?
Jiffy Burger.
Okay.
We've had it for years.
yeah,
Okay.
I believe there's one tomorrow at Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
in
they have-
Tullahoma.
Tullahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
But you
tomorrow.
bring that thing to Jiffy Burger. What's the 24th? Is that is that a Saturday? Has anybody got a calendar real quick?
24th. That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Usually starts about 4 and starts 4 and around 8 they knock off. But just come and bring your car.
well, thanks, David. I'll certainly look to do that.
Shoot the bull with everybody. You'll enjoy them.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Rush.
Yeah, I think we better take a break now
All right.
and then we get back on track.
Oh, we're on track. We're just different subject.
What?
Well, we'll find a press kit for that. While
Yeah, all right.
Hello, I'm Pickin' Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy pick.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
All right, we're back with Let's Talk Antiques.
Yeah, and I guess you said we're back on track now. But wasn't that interesting about the Corvair?
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah, they were cool cars.
So Rush and
liked
I,
them.
I told you we've had that conversation for years, and finally he broke down, and I say his wife helped him decide to do it.
Yeah.
So for this last segment, we was talking about the Apollo 11 and the press kits, but we actually found some higher dollar press kits.
Oh yeah. I got an Apollo 11 press kit, operations plan, and flight plan. 10 bids on that one. Only 10 bids, but it went for $2,185.
Look at the description to see if there's anything real particular.
Well, there's actually 3 of them there.
Oh,
You
there's
got
3 press
different
kits?
ones. Yeah.
Oh, is that what it, oh, yeah,
And
it's
that
the press
flight
kit,
plan,
the
you know,
operation
that'd be
plan.
a-
and
That's
the
what
flight
added the
plan.
value then,
Yes,
wasn't it?
Yes.
Let me pull up and see if there's one more. Sorry, my link wasn't working. Let's see. All 3 in excellent condition and official NASA documents. See pictures, no damages.
Huh. Official.
Yeah, official.
Well, Ronnie,
Okay.
you don't have nothing hardly that high.
I have a mission implementation plan for the Apollo 11 mission and a press kit, and it brought $496.
Was that about now, or?
Oh yeah, well, I believe it was. Yes,
No.
And now there were 2 manuals from '69 in preparation for the Apollo 11 lunar landing mission, and distribution was limited on these. There was the mission implementation plan, like I say, and the lunar landing plan, and that's what we had here. I thought that was kind of cheap. 13 bids
Yeah.
on that one. That wasn't a bite now.
Yeah, 13 bids.
Yes.
All right.
Here's a vintage historic 1969 official NASA Apollo 11 press kit, all 250 pages. 23 bids, $275.
Okay.
So we did actually find a few higher. So what do you got anything after that one?
I got a U.S. Air Force Apollo 14, 15, 16 information kit, Apollo charts, and press release. These brought $444 with 1 bid, and there's 3 of them there. And these were U.S. Air Force. That was
Philip, try just Apollo press kits and see what comes up, and see if we can just see if we can get some of the other missions.
Okay. Yeah,
Ronnie?
I don't have anything real big on
Well,
that.
I got hold on, I'll show you the ones
I
there
got
were.
that Apollo 17 I told you that was 250.
Yeah. Is that the only
So-
thing that popped up?
Yes, the only other one. Oh, here we go. It's a STS-4 NASA mission overview press kit. Gunter Wentz copy.
Maybe space
A
shuttle.
state signed Space Transportation System Flight 4. Yes, so that one was Space Shuttle. Signed by the one of the astronauts, Columbia.
Now, that would be neat.
$180 for that one.
Oh,
One actually signed. Let me see what I get here.
Philip, you got another one while he's looking?
I'm trying to find different
Okay.
stuff. Here's a Moonwalk genuine original press kit from 1969 Apollo 11. So these are just the photos.
Just the pictures.
$100. 9 bids on that.
But those original pictures, aren't they? I mean, they're not
Yeah.
copies, though.
And a Apollo 12 press kit, $65. It drops off pretty quick
Huh.
at that point.
Yes.
They probably put out a lot of those though at the time.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. Well, I mean,
But
space is a big deal, right?
right, but as time goes by, they're obviously going to go
Hey,
up in value.
how much time we got, Harry?
About 10 minutes.
All right, hey, so if you got any more Apollos that you want to talk about, let's do. But if you don't, let's go back to Russia's Corvair. And you seen all them different parts you could buy. Let's just see if we scrap Russia's Corvair, what kind of money we could get for stuff.
Or check eBay and see if any Corvairs are on sale.
Well, they are, but there was some parts, a bunch of parts.
bunch of parts, huh?
Yeah, that you could part it out, and it brought several dollars. So,
Oh, that red one would have brought a ton just for parts.
so what do we got, like, different parts for the Corvair?
These are all sold. Outside round bow tie Chevy side mirror fits Corvair. $9,932.
That has to be wrong. That has to be.
Something wrong. Just
Yeah,
a
there's something
mirror?
wrong. Yeah,
No
there's
way.
something wrong with that.
Yeah, okay. All right.
That can't be.
Go to the next one.
Here's
I
vintage.
think Rush was right. I think the decimal need to be moved over on that one.
New old stock Venetian sunshade window blinds. It's for the Impala or Corvair. $1,950.
All right.
My goodness gracious.
New old stock 1965-66 Corvair wire wheel covers. $1,200.
Now I could see that for the wire wheel covers, you know.
Man. Corvair heads with a fresh valve jobs and new Morse springs refurbished. $995.
Yeah, I could see
Can we
that.
call that 1,000?
Yeah. Got a Corvair 140
okay,
horsepower.
that's the good one. That's the
Big valve head, 65, 66. Unmolested fresh valve, $975.
Yeah.
Is about now. There's your Corvair Judson supercharger, $900 for the buy it now.
now parts are expensive, aren't they, Howard?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Here's a 4-speed transmission, $900.
Rebuilt now. It's
Here's the original
AM FM radio.
Delco AM FM radio,
Wait a minute,
1965, 66.
How much, Howard?
$12.50.
Well, you're close.
$850.
$8.50. Well,
That's
the original
yeah.
AM FM. So you get one of these guys that restores the car,
He wants it, don't he?
and he wants it back like it was.
We need to call Rush and see if he wants an AM FM radio.
Yeah.
Here's a 66 to 72 model, works with the Chevelle or Corvair 4-way power bucket seat bench motor.
Just the motor.
Just the motor. 27 bids for this, so $802.
Wow. Yeah.
13-inch mag wheel covers, $750.
Yep.
Here's the Spider turbocharged dash turbo air cleaner, all the parts and stuff in that. They were wanting $700 and took a best offer, but it looks like they got $700.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah, really close.
Yeah.
New old stock headlights. Here you go.
Oh boy.
Now for a pair of NOS headlights, just two.
There. 12 bids.
Yep.
How much? Just for headlights now.
$450.
You're close.
$722.
Whoa, that's
Wow.
way low. But see, again, you got a guy that's or a gal restoring a car.
That's one of them trailer jobs.
And numbers on, they want it that matching numbers. They look at the build sheets for the.
Yeah.
Yes.
They look up the serial number and they find out what transmission was in there, and they want it all matching right down to hose clamps.
Right.
Yes.
That's one of them that you back
Whoa.
out of the trailer, right?
Oh yeah. You're afraid to drive it anywhere. You got a $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 in a car.
Time you get done.
By the
Well,
time you get
especially
done.
when you start looking at these parts.
Of course.
Well, what about them bucket seats?
These bucket seats are worn. One of them is actually like I don't know.
Basically, you're buying the frames.
Yeah.
Right.
on this.
You're going to take them to the upholstery shop and have them done in the original fabric.
They wanted $446 and took a best offer, so it was pretty close to that. Here's seat belts, $600 for the whole set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody
$600.
used back
So
then.
seatbelts, yeah. It's unbelievable what the.
Well, and that was an option too. Not everybody had seatbelts in
Right.
the car.
No.
That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. Wasn't they an option?
Yeah.
My 70 Volkswagen that I had, people would get into it and kind of look around and reach for the seat belt, and I had to yell at them, "Stop! Don't strap it in." They're like, "Why not?" I said, "Because they don't unlatch, and you're gonna have to slide out of it to get out."
You should have let them lock themselves up.
I think one person did, and I think it took some effort.
Hey,
to get
you
'em
you need a steering wheel for a Corvair?
Yeah,
Yeah, if you
only
like to use-
$600 if you're
Oh,
for a
really?
nice,
Wow.
nice wood one.
But it's a wood one.
grain,
Right.
wood grain,
Yeah.
not wood. Yeah. Here is 140 horsepower rebuilt high performance carbs,
4 of them.
$589.
Wow.
Big bore cylinders, 6 of them, $600. The turbo parts, and these look like they have some wear on them, $566. So, Corvair heads, triple ported, fuel injection ready, $520. Yeah,
So if Rush decided to scrap that car, he'd have some money, wouldn't he?
Sure would.
But he probably paid good money for it like it is, don't you imagine?
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Here we go. I wonder if think his car came with the brochure, or he might need
Oh,
to
those
pick
are
one
high.
out.
Oh yeah. Now, if you want and if you're going to show it at a car show, it's
Yeah.
great to have the brochure.
You got to have it.
You got to have that there.
$550 for the buy it now
Wow.
was what that sold
Wow.
Boy, just thinking, and he said he'd give $200 for that car, and that was the That was the Spider version. That was
Yeah.
the one.
That's the one
If
he
a
wrecked.
person could have bought all those cars back then for $100, $150, $200 you wanted.
Right.
Oh Lord.
I remember I bought a 65 Mustang. It was like in 72 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it had been wrecked and they'd fixed it. $250.
Yep.
250, but it was a 6-cylinder, 3-speed.
Yeah.
But golly.
Well, people didn't want it because it was 6-cylinder
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
And it'd
They
been
wanted-
wrecked and
They wanted
rebuilt.
the V8s.
Oh, yeah. And a 4-speed.
Yeah.
All right. Keep it going.
Yeah,
Okay,
got-
I'm going through. I mean, the prices aren't going down. Another $430 steering wheel. Got an alternator, $425.
Now things like that is what amazes me.
Would that have been an alternator or a generator back then?
What's this power gen alternator?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because you a lot of that stuff you can get is still made because it was used in other cars, like a generator or an alternator.
yeah.
But again, if you want the original,
How about
one-
original bumper, Howard?
You want original factory parts.
Yeah, no, they're a bumper. See, they don't make those anymore.
Yeah, it's actually less than I thought. It's $350. So
But then you got to get it re-chromed.
yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
probably.
You
so.
know, I mean, it's there and it's not rot. Yeah, we got maybe like a minute to go.
All right.
there.
So we got about a minute. So
So good.
give us some more parts. Hope Rush is listening. He'll be writing all these parts down.
Usually
He does
those,
the math.
Usually those little pieces of chrome, that say Corvair or Monza.
Oh yeah,
or, boy,
those are high.
those are
If you
high
find-
because you can't find them.
Here's a really cool steering wheel. It's red and white, and has the Corvair logo in the middle of it. So this
much
is,
was it?
$375, and it's got the little metal ring underneath it for your horn.
Horn, yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
vaguely remember those. And then they've got the $400 one that's rust bucket out in California. You can buy the whole car and get to work.
That's the
Well,
way to go.
if you're really into that, you've got a parts car parked somewhere.
Yeah.
There you go.
Looks like we're out of time here, fellas.
All righty.
So we'll be back next week with more Let's Talk Antiques, and who knows what we'll talk about. We'll pick a subject, but we won't stay with it.
We're guaranteed not to stay, right?
Right.
We
Maybe
guarantee that part.
Woodstock.
Okay. We'll see you next week. All right.